6 weeks to the day after Billings residents voted against allowing recreational marijuana sales within city limits, Yellowstone Commissioners Tuesday had a chance to give county voters the same choice.
I will now open the public hearing.
Montana voters overwhelmingly approved the sale of recreational marijuana back in the 2020 election, though the vote in Yellowstone was much closer. Now, just 2 weeks before the new law takes effect, that decision is up for debate once again, thanks to language in House Bill 701, which gives every Montana county the option to prohibit recreational sales locally. Proponents of a revote, including Montana House Rep Bill Mercer, again point to increased crime statistics.
It is a remarkable thing to see how many of those pre-sentence reports indicate that the defendant started in a life of crime based upon use of marijuana.
The biggest emotional appeal came from Tanya Ludwig, whose son Eric died in 2020 at the hands of a driver under the influence.
The girl that killed them had marijuana in her system, and she had the breakdown of cocaine.
Opponents of the revote addressed a statewide question about how tax money would be spent. The original I-190 initiative promised a sizable portion of funding for veterans as well as outdoor recreation projects. Instead, at least 90% will go to the state's general fund, which is likely to sway some voters.
People are talking about this bait and switch. It's still up to legislation what to do with that money in the general fund and where it goes and where it's appropriated.
I'd like to ask you to consider maybe waiting 1 year before addressing this issue. See what comes in as tax dollars, and then consider what you do with that 3% local option tax.
Opponents also zeroed in on Commissioner John Osland, who voted against this very same resolution back in August.
Mr. Osland resonated our thoughts by saying, I don't think you get to revote every time you don't like the outcome of an election. So I ask you, what's changed since then?
After reviewing what happened in the city and the overwhelming overturn of recreational sales in the city, I believe the voters have been better educated and I'm going to vote for this debate.
He did, as did Dennis Pittman and Chairman Don Jones. The issue will be put on the June 7th primary ballot. That means recreational sales will be legal until at least that date, likely though through most of 2022, even if voters choose to outlaw sales. Casey Conlon, MTN News.